still too hot. Lakeysha Keysha, queen of the plot. Hit that bell, cause the tea don't stop. She don't miss nothing, got the scoop on lock. Spilling all the tea while it's still too hot. Lakeysha Keysha, queen of the plot. Hit that bell, cause the tea don't stop. She don't miss nothing, got the scoop on lock. Spilling all the tea while it's still too hot. Lakeysha Keysha, queen of the plot. Hit that bell, cause the tea don't stop. She don't miss nothing, got the scoop on lock. Spilling all the tea while it's still too hot. Lakeysha Keysha, queen of the plot. Hit that bell, cause the tea don't stop. She don't miss nothing, got the scoop on lock. Spilling all the tea while it's still too hot. Lakeysha Keysha, queen of the plot. Hit that bell, cause the tea don't stop. She don't miss nothing, got the scoop on lock. Spilling all the tea while it's still too hot. Lakeysha Keysha, queen of the plot. Hit that bell, cause the tea don't stop. She don't miss nothing, got the scoop on lock. Spilling all the tea while it's still too hot. Lakeysha Keysha, queen of the plot. Hit that bell, cause the tea don't stop. She don't miss nothing, got the scoop on lock. Spilling all the tea while it's still too hot. Lakeysha Keysha, queen of the plot. Hit that bell, cause the tea don't stop. She don't miss nothing, got the scoop on lock. Spilling all the tea while it's still too hot. Lakeysha Keysha, queen of the plot. Hit that bell, cause the tea don't stop. She don't miss nothing, got the scoop on lock. Spilling all the tea while it's still too hot. Lakeysha Keysha, queen of the plot. Hit that bell, cause the tea don't stop.
What's up, guys? How's everybody doing? So I got to do 2 workouts today because I missed 2 days because I had been on here for like 4 hours. Now, that's not going to happen today. But I wanted to jump on here because, I mean, like I said, we're going to meet every every day, Monday through Thursday at 4 p.m. But I wanted to jump on here today, and we are going to be talking about, for one, Tasha K. Tasha K and Cardi B. Tasha K is not going to stop. You know, y'all can stop feeling sorry for her. She is doing the same shit. You blocked now. When I say don't motherfucking call me, that's what I mean. Blocked. All right, so Tasha K ain't gonna stop, y'all. It's just like she is over there running her mouth about Cardi B again. Now, we done talked about on this channel that Cardi B done sent the paperwork in and want to get out of this bankruptcy, make Tasha pay for continuing to talk about her, and she's still doing it. Like, the girl has a problem. Like, there's no way that I would allow a person to completely ruin my life. Like, you got to be a real dumb idiot to do that. But of course, in Tasha K fashion, she won't stop. Now, what about Dr. Cheyenne with her phony ass credentials, y'all? And it even get a little bit weirder because, you know, Dr. Cheyenne, and I'm just call this whole Cheyenne because I don't even believe she has a PhD that is from an accredited school. Now they saying that her doctorate is not real, y'all, because the school that she allegedly graduated from lost the credentials. She ain't no doctor. Her PhD ain't worth the paper that it was printed on. If you guys have ever heard of a diploma mill school, those are the schools where you can go and buy a degree and you really ain't did nothing to actually achieve it. So she is a fraud. Stefon Diggs, honey, he was found not guilty. I don't know what y'all think about the case. The man was found not guilty, but you know, everybody that's found not guilty ain't not guilty. So, you know, it is what it is. So let's jump right in, y'all. So one of the things I want to jump right into, because we've been talking about this. Oh, and let's say hi to everybody in the chat. How's everybody doing today? Okay. So normally I'm going to start by saying hi. I'm kind of getting ahead of myself. So hi to everybody in the chat. Hope y'all having a great day. Yeah. So while y'all over there donating y'all money to this idiot, she's never going to stop. Now, before I get into what she's currently doing, I feel like I don't need to show y'all this right now, but let's kind of jump into it. So if you guys been watching any of my videos, I have showed you the documentation. It's right there. All 38 pages. There you go. Right here. This was filed. 38 pages of shit that they getting tired of Tasha K. Y'all see 38 pages, okay? This is what Cardi B's attorneys file. And basically like, judge, this lady is not following what we agreed to. What is it that they agreed to? It's real simple. You owe me money. I agreed to allow you to pay me in payments. But if I do that, stop talking about me. Stop talking about me. Offset is still her husband, just so y'all know. They still married, okay? They may not be together, but they still married. Don't talk about me and don't talk about anybody that's considered my family. Now, some people will say, she ain't married to Stefon Diggs. They not really family. Well, they're not married, but they do have a child in common. And I believe the judge is going to see it that way because these folks said they have over, well, I showed y'all in another video, in a previous video, where over 25 times she had constantly did things that went against the court order. And I'm just like, girl, this is one thing I want to let y'all know. Once Tasha K's bankruptcy is done, y'all do know that, let's say the judge gives Tasha another chance and say, hey, for doing this, you're going to have to now pay her some additional money. That is more than likely what the judge is going to say. If she continues to violate, the judge may be like, we're taking her out of this order because you are not following what you agreed to. Okay. So those are two ways to look at it. But one thing y'all need to understand is Cardi B's debt is still going to be owed even when Tasha K's bankruptcy is done. So what Cardi B did is really entered into this payment arrangement that really she didn't have to. She didn't have to. She could have said, hell no, I'm not doing it. So think about you going after a person, lying on them, dragging their name, making up lies about them, because she did it. I mean, the judge, everybody in the court said she did it. I mean, she even appealed. They said, no, ma'am. So you did it, okay? So after doing that, this lady allows you to have a payment plan because she really don't need the money, right? And you're still doing it. Something ain't right with you. Something ain't right. It ain't right. Now, not only is she still doing it, in their filings, y'all remember these documents, the 28 pages right here, these ones right here, they said on the date that they filed this paperwork, she was still doing it. But listen to this, y'all. She ain't stopped because even today, weeks later, after they filed this damn paperwork, guess what Tasha K doing? Y'all ain't gonna believe what she doing. She's doing the same shit. Not only is she doing the same stuff, she is on her channel, and we're going to get into what she said, because she really said she ain't scared of these damn folks and she don't care, and you know, she going to continue to do it. So if you guys go back to even this one, now we're not even looking at every single video. This was just the other day. Just the other day, this woman is on her page talking about who? Offset and Stefon Diggs. You got to be a crazy individual to continue to do what you agreed to not do. And then you're doing it on social media. It's like, this is crazy. You are asking for this woman to take every single thing you have. Why would you put your family at risk, your kids at risk? You got to keep paying your attorney fees. Oh, y'all, it's going to get even crazier, okay? Tasha K knows what she's going through. Let me put first, let's deal with one at a time. Let's get into this part first. Listen to Tasha. Did I share my screen? Listen. Oh, I didn't share. Y'all listen to this right here. This took me out. I said, this girl is, listen to this. Listen to this fool.
Now listen, full show. Definitely going to be reviewing Stefon Diggs' trial day one that happened in Boston this morning, same day of the Met Gala. I said, who knew? Okay, it's a lot going down in that courtroom. A lot was exposed. We're going to unwind it all. But you guys know that we've been covering this since before anybody was ever covering, okay, Stefon Diggs, okay? Also, we're going to be talking about Offset and 𝐽𝐽 back in the studio. Sherry Shepherd.
Offset and 𝐽𝐽. Stefon Diggs. What's wrong with this lady? Like, does this even make any sense? Like, you got to be a serious idiot. Like, you are clearly breaking the court order over and over again. And this is why I tell y'all, I believe the judge may take some drastic measures, because generally when a person violates like an order, they don't continue to violate it, all while the judge is now looking at the paperwork of them violating the order, and you still doing it. I said, this girl is crazy. It's just like mental. Like, girl, you got to see somebody. You're going to lose everything. But wait a minute. I'm going to bring y'all to this point, because I was watching this and I heard her say she ain't scared of these celebrities. And I said, well, shit, I'm not scared of them either, but I'm not going to sit up here and make a complete fool out of myself, my life, the people that I take care of. Listen to this part. Blogger or not, you have to follow rules, okay? Because you're going to be a broke street walking blogger. Blogger don't have anything to do with it. You have to follow rules. If you don't follow rules, you're going to end up in the same situation that she in. This is not about a blogger. This is about you following the rules that you signed. Now get into this part where she says she don't give a damn. She ain't scared of nobody. I said, this girl is crazy.
My spiritual sabbatical, there was a video floating around that nobody wanted to pick up because magically everybody is scared of these celebrities these days. I'm not. I don't give a damn.
So there you have it. She don't care. She don't give a damn about these celebrities. Now, I'm not saying she should care, but at some point, lady, you are operating outside of an order that you agreed to. This order simply says that you, this one right here, It says that let me go to the page. Let me go to the page. I done read this so many times that I know the actual page. Okay, it's kind of small. It's very small. But on this document, okay, guys, let me go to the right page here. I just want to go to the correct verbiage. Maybe I did forget the page. Hell, I done read it too many times. Okay, so here's the non-disparagement clause right here. I'm gonna have to make this bigger. I can't read it, it's small. But anyway, I mean, I done read this so many times, I can just tell you what it means. What this non-disparagement clause that you guys see. Now, some people will say, she's a blogger, she can talk. Well, yeah, you can talk about everybody, but Cardi B, her family, her kids. In this disparagement agreement, it also states that if Tasha K talks about somebody that's closely associated with Cardi B, that she needs to take it down. I believe it says within 48 hours. That's what it says, because she would not know everybody, that Cardi B is, her family. You wouldn't know. She only knows about, the major people like Offset, her children, her sister. You don't know who her cousins is. This agreement says the moment she posts something that Cardi B, if Cardi B's attorneys see that this is like, Cardi B's family or something like that, that they will give Tasha K a notice. This agreement says that Tasha K has been using that notice as a way to pretty much post stuff about Cardi B, monetize on it, and then when Cardi B's lawyers reaches out to Tasha K, she takes it down. But what the attorneys are saying is that she's using this as a method as if she's following the order, but she really not, because you know who Offset is. You keep posting about him. You know who Stefon is. You keep posting about him. So what this court order is saying is that she is using this information where they would, reach out to her and pretty much tell her to remove it. She'll remove it, but then they say she continues to post it again. So with that, posting a video on the date that they filed this action, which they state in this complaint, and now still on your platform, still, I don't know how this is going to go over for her, y'all. What are y'all saying in the chat? I don't know how this is going to go over for her. Like, you are clearly saying F the court. And let me tell y'all another thing. How do y'all feel knowing that somebody is watching your every move on the internet? I mean, I'm not saying just regular people. Cardi B's attorneys is watching this girl's every move. Like, they on her like this. Whenever she go live, they go live. Like, they have everything. How does she feel? What's wrong with her? Are you trying to lose it all, ma'am? Like, why do you continue to get yourself in this situation? I actually feel bad for her, because it's like, to get in this situation, now that it's going to eventually at some point be over, girl, you still going through the motions again and again. Are you obsessed with this lady? Like, what's going on? This is crazy. Absolutely crazy. But y'all, this is another part that I thought was really crazy, okay? Now, we know there's a few things going on in court. One of the things is Cardi B's attorneys are basically like, she needs to pay because she keeps talking about me, and I have to keep getting my lawyers involved, which is costing me more money. So Cardi B wants Tasha K to pay her more money that she cannot include in the bankruptcy. She wants a check, okay? She wanted to cut a check today. So not only does she want her to pay that, also they have something else in front of the court, because they say Tasha K is pretty much a fraud and she is falsifying her income. Well, you would think that Tasha K would maybe, just maybe, stop speaking on other folks in their situation. Well, I'm going to show y'all a clip where Tasha K goes in on 𝐾𝐿, and basically says that 𝐾𝐿 could be in jail because she's insinuating that 𝐾𝐿 is doing some kind of fraud as it relates to her bankruptcy. Then she goes on to say, y'all, now, Tasha K done said out her own mouth that her husband was the one that told her, don't remove this shit off the internet. Tasha K done said that 𝐾𝐿∫ husband gonna be in trouble. And I'm just like, girl, are you okay? I need y'all to see this because I just was like, is Tasha K okay? Like, girl, why are you talking about somebody's husband and what they did when all up and through this paperwork, you and your husband was lying? So I'm just like, this lady is just, is she okay? Can somebody check on her? Get into this, y'all.
So that type of cash and have an astounding business. But when you peel it all back, mismanagement was the ultimate fall of the business because she wants to say, I hired my cousins, Tony, Ray, and them to manage it. To me, that,
you know, I have a hard time listening to people who don't take their own advice. Anytime you get sued for $4 million because you wouldn't take something down and your husband told you to leave it up, you shouldn't be talking about how anybody else mismanaged their money. Because I tell you one damn thing, okay? I'm not going to leave something up and go back and forth with somebody that says the interview that you have up about me saying that I have VD and is a lie. Just take it down, ma'am. You went toe-to-toe with somebody who got millions more money than you, and it was clear that you had violated the law. But yet you left that video up. But yet she's talking about how 𝐾𝐿 mismanaged her money.
that's not giving good business ethics. It's not giving an entrepreneur that I look up to. It's giving somebody that just knows how to sell and swindle and get your money and do what they want to it and plaster great graphics all over the internet to say, I'm doing great. And I could create a marketing campaign to get people out here to buy. But what about sustainability? Can I keep?
Why would Tasha be calling 𝐾𝐿 a damn scammer when Cardi B is on her ass about being a scammer? I'm just like, what is really going on right now? How are you coming to Beyonce's internet talking about 𝐾𝐿, a self-made millionaire, regardless to what she's going through now, but you don't have the right to get on this here internet talking about her and her husband, considering you got sued for lying on somebody? What's really going on here?
Those same customers coming in, will they be okay with buying a $20 vegan burger with just mushrooms? Who wants to spend $20 on hoagie bread and mushrooms and bell peppers? You can make that sandwich at the house for $2. Do you understand what I'm saying? All of this.
How do you discount this woman's brand? Telling folks they can buy her sandwich or make her sandwich at home for $2. Tell me, where do we do that at? Like, I get, you know, we come on this here internet and we provide commentary. We're talking about different topics, but this is so out of order and so out of line. You don't have the right to come on here and drag her, ma'am, when you are being pimped by Cardi B. So it's interesting now that you call Cardi B a hoe, but she pimping you like a hoe.
This is a hot, all of this is a hot dog with onions, relish, and all that, ketchup. Take out the hot dog, boom, you got bread, peppers, and onions, and lettuce. But who wants to spend $20 on that?
Well, apparently a lot of people wanted to spend $20 on it, and that's why she was doing better than you even after she's filed bankruptcy. So why does she bring her little bootsy tail onto this old internet and discount somebody else's business, provided what she does to get followers, which is lying on folks, lying on celebrities, making up shit, getting sued over and over again? I said, this is just too much. And then to talk about this lady's business acumen and talk about everything, well, at least she wasn't sued for making up lies on folks.
Okay, so let me bring this home for you real quick. So she's in bankruptcy. Of course, creditors are fighting her. There are.
Why is this lady talking about somebody in bankruptcy, y'all? Is that crazy? What? Why is Tasha K talking about somebody in bankruptcy? Is she not in bankruptcy? Is this lady crazy? Why are you mentioning this lady in bankruptcy, ma'am? And you are in bankruptcy, struggling to pay them payments that you lying, and they got to get you back in court because they say you are a fraud. Why is she talking about this?
Already filing lawsuits against her in the bankruptcy. She's gonna have to fight all those. She's refused to allow her husband to give her the money, which I believe the court and her trustee is probably going to make him, since he offered in the beginning. Why can't he pay this estate now? I don't want you to.
Okay, I got to stop it right there. This lady has her own husband. So now she's on the internet dragging 𝐵𝐵𝐾𝐿, saying, why won't 𝐵𝐵𝐾𝐿 get the money from her husband? Why you won't get it from your African husband? Does that not apply to you, ma'am? So if 𝐵𝐵𝐾𝐿 needs to get whatever she owes to her creditors from her husband, why come you can't get it from your husband? Y'all see where I'm going with this? Like, this makes no sense. Like, does her analogy, does it apply to her, or does it just, I don't understand. So 𝐵𝐵𝐾𝐿's husband, who is extremely successful, should pay for 𝐵𝐵𝐾𝐿's debt. Now, let me make sure y'all are following the story. If you, and make sure you guys tap the like button, please. You just got to tap your phone. Come on, guys, it's free. I need y'all to tap the like. So what she's talking about, if you guys watch The Real Housewives of Atlanta, 𝐵𝐵's husband said that he would pay it. 𝐵𝐵, you and your husband keep that money. He shouldn't pay it. You file bankruptcy, stay in the bankruptcy. So what Tasha K is saying, the court is going to force him to pay it because he told her he can pay it. The court can't force him to do shit. He has nothing to do with that bankruptcy. He didn't file bankruptcy. He has nothing to do with that. Tasha K is lying. She don't even know what she's talking about. You can be married and you can file bankruptcy, and your husband does not have to file bankruptcy. If you guys know anything about 𝐵𝐵𝐾𝐿 and her husband, they had separate businesses. He has like a cheese, I think it's called Dave's Cheesesteaks. 𝐵𝐵𝐾𝐿 has a vegan business. They got married at some point. She started going through. So also, I want to say this. The reason why 𝐵𝐵 is going through financial struggles, because as any entrepreneur, especially us minority Black people, when we start businesses, a lot of times we use our own funds. But what she did is she started it using her funds, her credit, because it's easier. I mean, you can use your own credit, but what she failed to do is switch everything over. So it ended up being that she was personally liable for everything. Her husband doesn't have anything to do with this. No court can make her husband pay her debt. Even if her husband say, I got $20 million right now in the bank, he is not liable to pay anything that has nothing to do with him. But look how this lady is online lying, spreading misinformation. I like Tasha K. I think she's more good at the commentary when she's being smart. And I'm not saying being smart, when she's being funny. We all have to stay in the segment that we good in, okay? Now, I ain't as funny as Tasha, but that's okay because I got brains. Tasha K, on the other hand, she don't have that much hair, okay? It is a little bit out to lunch, okay? I'm just going to tell you, because she's providing misinformation. Her husband do not have to file bankruptcy. He don't got to pay shit as it relates to her bankruptcy, because if that's the case, then Shaq needs to pay for her debts to Cardi B.
Do that. But he's obligated to do that because that's a marital estate. Sorry, doesn't work like that. Okay, so I don't know why she would even air that on television at all, because now they're going to directly go after him and see if any money was given to him from these investors to even fund his business. That's completely shielded, or she thinks is shielded from the bankruptcy.
So now she brings herself on this old internet and spreads more lies. Her husband's business has nothing to do with it. So she insinuates maybe 𝐵𝐵 gave him some of the money she got from investors. Do y'all see how this is just a mess? Where do you get this from? Like, where are you getting this data from? Where did you get this information from? Ma'am, you are lying again. This is why you find yourself in so much hot water. Where are the documents that you're driving this information from? Where does it say that Pinky Cole's husband received funds from this particular whatever money she got from her investors?
Now, lawsuit's been filed by the employees saying, you know, missing wages. And now her CFO, by the name of, let me make sure I get his name. Hold on for a second. What's his name, Jasmine? Ooh, so many names.
His name is
I have to remember. Huh? Aaron Madison.
Yep, Aaron Madison
was just indicted by the state of Georgia for money laundering, mismanagement of funds. And my guess is that auditing those books to get ready for that bankruptcy, she had to figure out where money was going. If you don't press charges on the person who took the money, then guess what? That company that gave her the money to expand that business, whoever the investment firm was, can use that to bring an indictment against.
So this shit is irritating, because what does this have to do with Pinky? Now I'm going to let it play again. What she insinuates is very dangerous, because she's spreading again more lies. And this is what got her in trouble the first time. You are talking about a Black woman that started her business struggling and she made it. Now you're going to bring your little boosie self to the internet and lie on this lady. Now what she's doing is insinuating that she didn't say it, but you can insinuate without saying something. So she's insinuating that Pinky could have done something illegal, if you follow what I'm trying to say. Again, this is harmful rhetoric. There is nothing that she has that's proven anything, but just to come on the platform and just start spewing lies. If you want to, I guess tell a little lies, maybe say it about somebody that's not a person that has built themselves up to have such a successful business. Yes, she is going through a bankruptcy right now, but I mean, Tasha K voted for Donald Trump. How many times did Donald Trump file bankruptcy? But for her to come on here and spew these lies and this misinformation is very harmful.
It's Pinky Cole. So guess what? The CFO, this is just one person, and this is only less than $200,000 that they're alleging that he money laundered or withdrew from the business, writing, I guess, or withdrawing using fake signatures and stuff like that from her business. And so this case is just heating up, and this is just maybe $120,000 of missing money. So where's the rest of the money? Where did it go? And so the mere fact that her CFO is facing an indictment behind this, first-degree forgery, money laundering, Pinky Cole herself is not reported as being charged in the indictment, which means she had to turn him over to the feds.
What the hell does Pinky Cole have to do with an indictment or somebody else? Do y'all see what I'm saying with this? Like, what is she even talking about? Like, what are you even talking about, ma'am? Yeah, the CFO, but this doesn't have anything to do with Pinky though. She is not in trouble. Give me a second, y'all. Wait a minute, y'all. I'm well, forget it. Okay, I'm sorry, y'all. So here's my oh boy, give me a second. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry, y'all. Just give me a second. So what I'm saying is, guys, we know about Pinky Cole's former employee, right? We know. But what Tasha K is doing is she's making it seem as if 𝐾𝐭 could have done something illegal. What I'm saying is that rhetoric needs to stop. Now, is there somewhere that they're saying that 𝐾𝐭 did something illegal? That's different. That's not there. What she's doing is she's tying 𝐾𝐭's bankruptcy, and she's tying it to something that her former employee did, which that don't got nothing to do with 𝐾𝐭. 𝐾𝐭 filed bankruptcy, and she made it clear why she did. But what I'm saying is Tasha K is mushing two things together that ain't even, they totally different things. What I'm going to play a few more minutes of it, but what she's insinuating in the video is that the feds gonna come after Pinky. And I thought it was very, very crazy that she is going to go on to say how the bankruptcy court is nothing to play with, but yet she has two motions right now in front of a bankruptcy judge because she won't follow the order, and her own creditor, Cardi B, is calling her a fraud. So I thought this was very interesting that she would bring her tale on the internet and then drag somebody else. 𝐾𝐭 didn't violate any orders either. Like, what are you making up this stuff for, girl? Are you trying to take the heat off yourself, lady?
It was either her or him. And if he was in charge of the money, then yes, technically he is the one in trouble. But now, where's the other money? I'ma almost bet you, I promise you, this ain't everything that's gonna come out. When I tell you these investors are mad, that's why they came for her house so fast. That's why she had to beg for her house back.
You see what I'm saying? So let me kind of tell y'all what happened. If you file bankruptcy, I told y'all, if y'all was here, I said years ago when I was in my 20s, I had a lot of credit cards. I got a lot now, but I don't use them. You know, I pay them off every month. But when I was young, I was like, I was charging everything. I forgot that they was going to send a bill and I was going to have to pay it. And I was like, I can't pay this. So let me kind of explain to you guys what happens in a bankruptcy, because when I filed bankruptcy before 20 years ago, I owned a house. So what that does is if you fall behind in your mortgage payments, they can't take your house, okay? Even if you have investment properties, they cannot take your investment properties. See, again, she's spreading more harmful rhetoric. She's making it seem like Pinky did something illegal. And because Pinky did something illegal, which is not true, that her investors took her property. No, what ended up happening to Pinky is her investors, that wherever she had a, rental properties that she owns, they took ownership of that property. That is illegal. Whenever a person files for bankruptcy, everything is stayed, which means you can't take shit from them. You can't take their house. You can't take their car. You can't take anything. So as Pinky was going through the bankruptcy case, like, you file bankruptcy, you have to kind of get everything figured out. They took possession of her property. She went back to court, got a lawyer. They had to give her property back. And now they have to pay her attorney fees. But what I'm simply saying is she's spreading, guys, misinformation and more lies. I mean, you can go Google this. Google what happens when you file bankruptcy. When you file bankruptcy, no creditor can take nothing from you. I mean, they can't take anything. And depending on, in some cases, depending on which chapter you file, any lump sum payments that you made, I think within 60 days of your bankruptcy, you can even get that money back. So what I'm saying is she's putting out inaccurate information again. And I feel like she doesn't have to. I think Tasha K is funny as hell, okay? Let me just throw that out there. I'm not a Tasha K hater, by the way. I actually like Tasha K. I just don't understand why she reduces herself to lies. Like, you can literally come on here and do what you do and not spread lies. 𝐾𝐭, as we see it now, we haven't saw anything that says that she did anything illegal. So I don't understand why she's on here making up these lies about this lady.
That's why she had to run down there, and she's like using this bankruptcy to laugh in their face, saying, "Ha ha ha ha! You had to sue me because it's personally under me, so I'ma file bankruptcy. You don't get to touch my husband."
Exactly, Deborah Holder. The judge ordered the creditors to give her back her house because they could not take her house after she filed bankruptcy. Absolutely right. The creditors did not take her property for any other reason other than they were not following the law themselves. And that's why she went as she was supposed to, got herself an attorney, and they have to pay her back her legal fees. Again, I don't understand why she gets on her platform and tell these lies and then wonder why she's always sued. Maybe you should like not, I mean, because as much as I've been on this internet, now I've heard the things about, you know, 𝐾𝐭 and whatever happened with her employees. I mean, but you hear that a lot with different people. But to be on here making it seem like this lady is a fraud and a scammer, I ain't never heard that. Like, just let's not do that, because unless, you know, it's something that's come out and we're talking about it, but you're on here lying, like you're spreading lies. You are the only fraudulent scammer that we know of, because it's actually in the paperwork, but you're on here lying again.
You don't get to touch this bullshit, because if they find that any transaction was given to that husband, and it sounds like there was some mismanagement of funds going on all over the business, and that's why it failed so quickly, so fast, even after they gave her the $25 million. If I was Pinky, I would just go ahead and plead guilty now, because she's gonna be doing time like Peter if she.
Girl, what is she talking about? Pinky should plead guilty now because she's going to be doing time. So where did Pinky get charged with anything? Do y'all understand what I'm saying? What is she even talking about? 𝐾𝐭 has not been charged with anything, so I'm not sure what she would be pleading guilty to. Do y'all understand how this type of stuff, when you put this out, it can become extremely harmful to people? Because this is not a situation where we laughing and cracking jokes about the Real Housewives of Atlanta. You are literally on here lying again. 𝐾𝐭 has not been charged with nothing, ma'am. Are you okay? While she's talking about and wishing stuff on somebody that, I mean, there isn't a case that we can look up, she should be concerned about her not following the court order and about the lies that they have said that she has in her bankruptcy case.
Keeps this up and giving the Real Housewives of Atlanta or any type of Real Housewives of Atlanta franchise, they've been putting them in jail left and right. Left and right. They've been finding any and everything. And if you think you're going to use a TV medium to try to sucker us out of your money and try to cry broken stuff, oh my God, I hope she know what she done got herself into.
She hopes she know what she got herself into. Ooh, y'all send this video to Pinky, because this is too much. This lady needs to stop. Like, she can be doing so much more than coming up on here telling these damn lies. This woman has not broken any law. What is she even talking about? I'm confused. Did I miss something? Am I right or wrong? Because I don't remember 𝐾𝐭 being indicted of anything. I mean, so 𝐾𝐭 can't file bankruptcy, but you know, she can vote for Donald Trump, who's filed bankruptcy, what, 100 times? I don't know. Like, I'm not understanding what the real issue is here.
Because let me tell you something, a bankruptcy court is not a court you want to play with at all.
Well, if the bankruptcy court is not a court that you want to play with, then what the hell are you playing with them for? Because I'm confused. Yeah, I know that the bankruptcy court is nothing to play with, but you still play with them here today. This lady is crazy. Like, this is just too much. So now 𝐾𝐭 is allegedly a criminal and a scammer, you know, according to Tasha K, lying again.
And I can speak from experience. Everything's got to be on the table. Everything.
Everything has to be on the table. That is why, you know, what's her name? Cardi B is going to take your ass out, because she tired of you and your damn lies. You are still on your platform talking about this woman after she has given you a payment arrangement. I wouldn't even say the letter C out of my mouth. Listen, I need to keep all my little quarters and pennies and dollars and nickels. I don't want to give my money to nobody. So the fact of the matter that this lunatic won't shut up, continually talking about somebody that you signed an agreement not to talk about, but now come on your platform lying again on somebody else, talking about they gonna be indicted. Indicted on what? We need to know what is the charges. This lady is absolutely crazy.
Moving on. Best wishes to Pinky. All right, guys, we're gonna
moving on. Best wishes to Pinky. I'm just like, Tasha K needs some help. Like, she needs some serious help. I mean, and we all do. You know, I'll be the first to admit I have therapy tomorrow, okay? But I betcha I'm not finna come on here this internet and lose my few dollars to somebody who got way more money than me. That's crazy. Like, girl, you are crazy. Now you on here lying on somebody else. Lying on somebody else. It's just, I don't understand. Like, this is unreal. It's unreal. She done came on this, you know, here internet and made y'all think that 𝐾𝐿 has a whole case. And she just made that shit up. Like, girl, what are you talking about? That lady has not been charged with anything. She's not being investigated for anything. She was very clear as to why she filed bankruptcy, which is her business. But I get it now. She's on a reality show. And she said that. But Tasha K now wants y'all to think that her husband should pay for it. Well, Tasha, if 𝐾𝐿's husband should pay for her debt, then shouldn't Shaq pay for yours? Like, I mean, it would have to work for you the same way. It doesn't make any sense. Like, this girl just be making up stuff, and you don't need to be. I want her to stay out of topics that require reading, understanding, and using your brain. Just come on here and be funny. You good with that. But all of these other things, stay away from those. You don't know what you're talking about, ma'am. Now, moving on. What y'all saying? You said Tasha K is like Fox News. Baby, I don't know. I mean, I like her more with the playful content and the laughs and being silly. But all of this stuff that she's saying, you can literally go to ChatGPT and Google it. Your husband is not liable for your debts. Now, if they were debts that you accumulated together, is different. That's not the case for 𝐾𝐿 and her husband. So her coming on here making this bullshit up is just crazy. And I think it's harmful. I feel like we have enough misinformation out in the universe to just continue to matriculate it and circulate it. Just, girl, just stop it already, okay? Just please stop it. Stop, okay? Now, y'all, moving on. Now, we had talked about the Stefon Diggs case. Now, Stefon Diggs has been found not guilty. And I'm going to be honest, I understand why he was found not guilty, because the evidence wasn't adding up, okay? It just wasn't there. Now, I get it. He probably did what that lady said, but she had no proof. She had no witnesses. And honestly, I believe that when people have money, they can make folks do certain stuff. I mean, but again, she had no proof, she had no witnesses. So it really did not go her way at all. What y'all saying in the chat? You still talking about Tasha K? Somebody said, I've been to therapy, but it's on layaway until I get some money. Well, I know. Okay, so since you put that in the chat, therapy, get you a therapist that takes your insurance, because I would pay for it. And I figured out, like, why am I paying for insurance? My insurance is already high. So listen, you need to be able to take my insurance. So that's just that. Y'all still talking about Tasha K? I can't with Tasha K, because it's like she wants to hurt people, because that part, see, I gotta put that on the screen. That part. I can't with Tasha K, because it's like she wants to hurt people, because she is hurt, even people that is not doing anything to her, and even people who ain't doing nothing wrong. You're so consumed and concerned about 𝐾𝐿 getting 10 million or 20 million. You should be happy. Why are you mad? 𝐾𝐿 didn't get on this here internet line on nobody. We all, as people, have our individual shit that we deal with as people. Unfortunately, 𝐾𝐿's wasn't getting on this internet line, okay? 𝐾𝐿's was She got her business, and as she said, she got everything in her personal name, and now she ended up owing everybody. She's already said that. Move on, Tasha K. Move on. And that's right. Hurt people. Absolutely. Hurt people, definitely hurt people. And it's sad. And it's energy that I stay away from because I can't be around you. You said Pinky husband ain't going for the BS she got going on. She has going on. But let me just tell you this, why you put that out there, double R with the real. The good thing for them is they're both married, right? They can use his credit, or he can use his credit for things that he's getting for both of them, because y'all know married people don't always put both their names on stuff. So even though Pinky is going through a bankruptcy, her husband can just stay out of it, and he can be the one to get the stuff that she won't be able to get now that she's in a bankruptcy. So, hey, he don't have anything to do with it. He doesn't have anything to do with it. Why would he enter into a bankruptcy of debts that had nothing to do with him? He has his own business. I don't believe his name was on that business, but you would think, based on what Tasha K said, that, it was some shady going on. Yeah, so she's definitely a hurt person. Now, as it relates to Stefon Diggs, as I said, I don't know. He was found not guilty. I really don't know. My thing with Stefon Diggs is he has a history. You know that one man, I think his name is I think it's Robert Black. I don't remember, but Stefon Diggs has a few different things going on with different people. So my thing is, if information is out there that you are a certain kind of person, everybody can't be lying, okay? Now, what he did do in them text messages is he was cussing that woman out, calling her all type of bees, okay? So my thing is, I always say, if a man can call you a bitch, he will probably put his hands on you, okay? And that's just how I feel. Deborah said, Tasha K, her own downfall. She shows signs of borderline. Yeah, she is. I mean, I wish she get it together, girl, because you are sitting up here lying again, just making shit up, and it's exhausting. Like, she done put out a whole nother story now talking about Pinky Cole is making up lies on a woman that probably don't even know anything about who she even is. You said, what does President Trump have to do with these fools? I mean, he a fool too, isn't he? I mean, but I brought him up because she was talking about Pinky Cole's bankruptcy. And I said, well, shit, while we talking about Pinky Cole bankruptcy, how many times did Donald Trump file bankruptcy? Because Tasha K voted for Donald Trump. So that's kind of how he got in it. Now, what do y'all think about the Stefon Diggs case? Have y'all, followed it or anything? He's been found not guilty. What do you guys think about that? Somebody said Tasha is MAGA and she's she's using Trump tactics. Ain't them mother effers just alike? Like them damn Trump people, they all the same. Like I promise you, no matter who I meet in their Trump supporter, they be acting the same. Like it's for real us and it's them. Them Trump motherfuckers is crazy for real. They crazy. Somebody says she sounds like the orange crazy man as hell. Right. Yeah, I mean, I can't vote for nobody that don't like, my color, because I don't care what nobody say. That damn man don't like no black people. He trying to take away any signs of anything that can help anybody black. Now they're trying to remove black people out of Congress. Yeah, I really don't even like people that voted for Trump. Okay. So when I find out that you voted for Trump and you see me acting different, you know why. Black MAGA are something else. They usually have a flawed moral compass. Yeah. How about, I know this one person in particular, that voted for Donald Trump don't got a job. They receive food stamps, everything free they receive. And I was like, now what? I said, you know that he wants to kick you off of what is that stuff called? Rent assistance. And the person was like, well, I'll just get a job. I said, well, you should have been got a job if you could get one. So you literally needed to wait for somebody to kick you. Them folks is crazy. They're crazy. I can't. Mika ATL, she said they had their business prior to marriage. Yeah, exactly. So her husband has nothing to do with it. He has his own business, a separate business. Exactly. He has his own business. He has nothing to do with that. But what she's doing is she's making a claim. Like I said, if you guys watch The Real Housewives of Atlanta, and we don't know if that was just for the show or what, but listen, if I owe bills in let's say I owe $5 million worth of bills and I was married and I'm gonna file bankruptcy, hell no, I don't need my husband to give me the money. We need to keep that money for something else because the bankruptcy gonna take care of this. So if you guys watch The Real Housewives of Atlanta, Pinky's husband said, I don't want you to go through this. I will pay it. And he asked her, how much did she owe? And she said she owed $5 million. And he was like, I'll pay it. No, sir, keep that money. She doing the right thing. Don't give him $5 million. Tasha K making at least a few million. Her political party is money. That's why she MAGA. And you know what? Young, what is it? Young, tall, 85 OTB. I wouldn't care if I had a million or a few. I still wouldn't vote for Donald Trump. And I'm going to say Donald Trump because I feel like people should be Republican or Democrat or whatever the hell they want to be. But I feel like we have a man who don't like certain people in the White House. So I feel like if you are a Republican, maybe you should sit this one out and wait till we get a different type of Republican, because this man is trying to damage Black people. And I don't give a damn what nobody say. He don't like us. He don't. What he does is he uses Black people to make it seem like he like us, but he really don't. Yeah, I don't like nothing. I don't like nothing about racism. I don't like shit like that. That shit makes me very angry. So I don't like anything that's associated with Trump, and people that voted for him, I don't really like them either. So if you voted for Trump, I don't like you. Okay, I'm just gonna tell you. Now, I feel like if you voted for him and you just was stupid and you didn't realize and you came to your senses, that's different. But somebody that voted for Trump is still running their mouth today as if he is something and as if he's doing something, is something different. Now, y'all got to check me out on my politics channel because I do talk about politics over there. I don't necessarily do it over here because of the way the algorithm is structured. When you start to talk about different stuff, your videos get stuck in hell and don't nobody ever see them. So I have a channel, Politics with Lakeysha. I think I have over 1,000 subs. I am starting to be more consistent over there, so y'all should check me out. People think money is the trump card for morals and character. Our society has, girl, please, ain't nothing. Trump is all about money and stealing it. Did y'all hear about the 600 and something million dollar contract that his son got? Now, if y'all are not familiar with contracts, I kind of know how it works because I am a part of the federal contracts. Like I can go and, solicit bids for different things. Well, he gave a unsolicited contract to his son. So let me explain to y'all what that means. Usually, I shouldn't say unsolicited. So what the federal government does is they have various contracts and people bid for those contracts. Well, this contract he just gave to his son, which meant nobody bidded for it. So that's not typical what they do. Generally, when the federal government needs work done, they send it out to everybody that's on their database. Like I'm a part of their database, and they'll say what they're looking for, and you submit your bid, and they'll choose you if they like you to kind of do the work. Well, Donald Trump selected his son, honey. So it's just it's a mess. He never had any intentions on doing anything other than what he's doing now. People are out of their jobs, gas is up, Spirit Airline done closed, folks done lost their jobs. And then we're not even talking about the Black folks that lost their jobs because it was just so many. It was just so many. So let's just change the topic because I don't like the man at all. Like literally, if I saw him dying, I would keep walking. Okay. So I'm just telling you, I don't like him. He don't like us, and I don't like him. Now, y'all didn't have much to say. Okay, well, I'm going to read your comment. You said, are you using StreamYard? You should consider letting viewers chime in when you do certain lives. Let the cam up so they can see you're not trolls. Yes, so what I'm going to do, that I like what you said, Tropical 1. So I'm going to do that tomorrow. So what I said that I was going to do is do these lives Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then Thursday, I felt like I would just give y'all the opportunity to come on. Now, a lot of times I don't ask people to come up because in the past, I had did that where I was like, okay, you can come up, and nobody came up. Okay, so what I said I'm gonna do on Thursdays is I'll do that on Thursday. So Thursdays, I'll do a brief 30-minute, topic or whatever we're going to talk about. And then I'll drop the link for you guys to come up on Thursdays. Because keep in mind, it's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursdays. Those are the days that I'm going to be live, always starting at 4 p.m. But tomorrow, I'll drop the link if you guys want to come up. And then I figure too, on Thursdays, what we'll do is we'll just talk about topics that happen all week, provided nothing happened Thursday. Now, if something happened Thursday, then I may have to talk about it Thursday, and then we may have to do another live on Friday, but we'll just see. So Mika ATL, I don't think Diggs' case was criminal. She should have done a civil. Oh, I'm glad you brought that up. That was a good, very interesting point. So Diggs' case was a criminal case. What y'all saw is they kept talking about civil shit. And it was kind of irritating because the case was a criminal case. The case that we all watched was a criminal case. I feel like the prosecutors were terrible. I feel like if they were going to sit there and not say nothing, maybe they shouldn't have brought the case before the court, because they sat there, they asked no questions. And it was just like, okay, if y'all don't have any follow-up questions, if y'all are going to continue to let his attorneys rip this lady apart, why did you even charge this case? But it actually was a criminal case. But, the way that it, they carried on, it kind of, again, the district attorney should have got up and objected and said that was a mess. That was just a mess. It was a whole mess. Deborah, you still talking about Trump. And he just sent money over. Yes. So I told y'all I got a politics channel. So yeah, he's sending money to Dubai, y'all. Dubai. He done sent money to Argentina. This man gets on my damn nerves. Like when I see stuff about him, I just keep scrolling, unless I'm talking to, on my politics channel, because it is so much. And I just don't understand why anybody likes him. He's bailing out Dubai, sent money to Argentina, all while people have lost their damn jobs. It's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot. Somebody said, I got to put my glasses on for this because I know you didn't. Wonder if Diggs is using protection with all of the staff he's sleeping with. Diggs isn't relationship material. Well, one thing we know, he ain't using protection with them damn women, because every time you turn around, they they pregnant. Do he even use protection? Probably not. Somebody was saying, somebody was saying was like, the chef would have came out better if she would have just had a baby. I said, these folks is crazy. But y'all know what I don't understand? What's wrong with the women? Why would anybody want to sleep with Stefon Diggs? Like, his history, how many women he has. So are you that hard up to be with a man with money that you would be with him? Like, I would rather talk to somebody with no damn job. Like, who wants somebody that's laying up with everybody? Like, how are you turned on? I can't. Like, that's weird to me, but they doing it. The chef said her and Cardi B was on the phone talking about outfits. I'm like, ooh, y'all weird. I don't know if Cardi B knew that, he was messing with her, but I mean, I don't see why she wouldn't, You know that your man ain't ish. You know that he keep having babies by everybody. I know you lying. Oh, okay, y'all. We got to hit the okay. We about to go into an intermission. Y'all not hitting the like button. Okay, y'all. I'm gonna need y'all to hit the like button. We got 18 likes, and it was like 1,000 people in here. Come on, y'all. All right, y'all. We about to go to an intermission. I'm gonna let y'all hit that like button. Let me play some music while y'all hitting that like button right quick.
Spilling tea, no sugar, no fear. They talk loud, but I'm still here. Lakeyshakeysha, say it clear. Real talk lives right here. Yeah. Spilling tea, no sugar, no fear. I'm still here, no fear, but I'm still here. Lakeyshakeysha, say it clear. Real talk live.
Can you guys please tap the like button? It is free. We are content creators. Like this is like a job. Yeah, I know y'all don't think that I'm on here because I ain't got shit to do. Like, this is my job. Okay. I told y'all I quit my job last year. All y'all got to do is hit the like button. It's not like I'm saying, send me a cash app. I'm just asking you to like the video. Is that so hard to do? Could you please like the video? Yesterday when we did a video, I learned something because I would always go into my phone and hit the like button. But let me show y'all what y'all can do. Hopefully y'all can see. So if you are on your phone, literally like this, wait a minute, y'all. I don't think wait, let me go into somebody else's video because I don't think I can do it on my own video. So if you go into a video, you just have to tap it twice. And it's liking the video. That's all y'all got to do. Like, is that going to kill somebody? Are y'all going to like go into cardiac arrest or something? Is that like going to, hurt your fingers or something? Come on now, y'all hit the like button. That's how we get our videos through the algorithm. When you like the video, you can even dislike the video. You can dislike the video, like liking it, disliking it, just like it or dislike it. But what else are y'all saying in the comments? Okay. Why civil argument? Exactly. They were proving that the criminal charges were brought forward because of matters that would be tied into a civil court. They argued that money was the motivator. Exactly. And what I was simply saying is I feel like the district attorney was trash because the district attorney should have objected to that because everybody thinks that it was a civil case because they kept talking about money. The district attorney should have shut that down. It's a criminal case. People were saying, oh, she should have to pay his attorney fees. She did not bring that case. The district attorney brought that case. They kept saying, you sued him. You sued him. Why are you talking about she sued him? We are in a criminal case. So it was just, they should be fired. They ass should be fired. I feel like if they're wasting taxpayers' time and can't get up and represent this case, why did they charge him with this? Like, it don't seem like they ever could prove the case. So what was the reason for charging him? They didn't even get up. So yeah, a lot of people feel like the Stefon Diggs case was civil and it was criminal. It was literally a criminal case. Yeah, it was a criminal case, you know, but people were saying that it was civil, and that was because they kept mentioning that. And you know, the district attorneys, I don't know what was up with them. They literally just sat there and did nothing. And I can see, you know, the girl was very upset. I probably would have been upset too, because I feel like at times they were being disrespectful. I feel like um the what is that thing the lady called, the attorney, I feel like at times she was being extremely disrespectful. I just feel like you're cutting her off. You ask her a question. So if somebody asks you a question and say, were you there last night? And let's say you wasn't, but let's say you was, but you have to give clarification. You just cut her off and say, nope, you can't give clarification. So that's one of the reasons why she kept saying she couldn't answer, because she didn't want to say yes. She didn't want to say no without providing clarification. So it was just like, I didn't like the way they was treating her. And I'm going to always reference it back to the Cassie case, because that case with Diddy and Cassie, now that was some bullshit, because you cannot tell me that a man forced you to do something when you got on the stand and say you wanted to do it because you wanted to be in a relationship with him. But everybody has so much sympathy for a lady that clearly wanted to sleep with men in front of her man. But everybody had so much humbleness for Cassie. Soon as it came to the black woman, she lied. She a liar. Same way they treated Young Miami. Y'all don't know if he was doing something to Young Miami. Nobody cared though. So I don't know. I have a difference in opinion of that case, a total difference in opinion. You said the state attorney for my area is just 5 months an attorney. Ooh, what that mean? What that mean? I believe he choked her, to be quiet. And see, I do too. I do too. But here's the deal. This is where it can be seen as it didn't happen. Because, ma'am, why didn't you take any type of video? I feel like she wouldn't have told on him if he would have paid her money. I feel like she was emotionally invested in him. He wasn't emotionally invested in you. So I feel like she probably didn't do some things, because I do feel like she was probably going to use the case to say, if you don't pay me, then I'm going to tell. But the issue with that is you still have to have evidence. I can never believe that he's totally innocent just because of what the last person said about him. The last person was saying that he was, you know, had beat him up. So it's just like, I don't believe it. Then in a text message, he told her, yeah, bring whoever you want to bring. Huh? So I don't know. I don't believe that he didn't do something, but we will never know what it was, because she doesn't have any proof. But I do not believe that nothing happened. I don't believe that she made it up. I just believe that for some reason, and well, she did say that. She said that one of the reasons why she did not tell the police that they had been in a relationship, because she knew that the police report would be public, and she was, you know, being friends with Cardi or talking to Cardi, and she was sleeping with, well, that wasn't Cardi man anyway, because he was sleeping with everybody. So he was everybody nigga, okay, at that point. But yeah, she did apologize to him. And that's what I'm saying. She couldn't prove her case. I mean, she just couldn't prove it. Like, I feel like in that case, with the evidence that they had no other recourse but to let him go. I mean, not guilty, because where's the evidence? Like, we can't go on what people say, even if what they say sounds right, because you got to have evidence. Like, you have to have evidence. And see what your point, you said it was 6 people in the house. He had something to lose if she talked loudly. Wait, it was six. It was like six people in the house. He had something to lose if she talked loudly, not her. He literally took the words out of her mouth. Well, here's my deal. I don't give a crap that it was six people in the house because that man got money. And money will make all 6, 10, 20 of them motherfuckers not say nothing. Okay. Keep in mind the lady that braided his hair, she had became really good friends with her. But then she says, oh, she told me that she was going to get him. I don't believe she told her that because, for one, why would she tell you she was going to get him knowing that you are his braider? I don't believe she actually said that. I believe he paid them damn people some money. Listen, it's hard out here. You give a person, I mean, he got money. He can get them 20, 30. They're going to say whatever he wants them to say. So with the people in the house, I mean, she just didn't have enough evidence. Like, you had no evidence. Girl, you literally should have recorded yourself telling, you literally had to have the proof of doing exactly what you say he did. And then just look at, the only folks that I know that got damn cameras in their car is people that do Uber and Lyft and stuff like that. The girl had a whole camera in her car. Like, what's the coincidence of her having a camera in her car? So she just didn't have the evidence. She just didn't have it. Like, there was no way that they could have found him guilty. Like, seriously, you have to have more evidence. You cannot, women or anybody, if somebody is doing something to you, you have to have the evidence. I don't care how much you feel like you like them. When it comes to a fight in court, they gonna say they didn't do it. So you're not gonna be able to be, just go in there and cry a few tears and be like, no, that's not gonna work. It's not gonna work. Right. Well, not only, the event where they recorded her dancing, they recorded her in the car. So it's almost like they had everything to say that it didn't happen because she had nothing to say that it happened. Like, you didn't even have a picture of your neck or even after it happened. But then we don't know if she told, well, she said she didn't tell him. So it's just, there was no way that he was gonna. Girl, you should have took the 100,000, because she said he tried to give her 100. Why she didn't take it? Oh, absolutely. She was not. So, and here's another thing, Deborah. She did not have an attorney because this is a criminal case. Keep in mind, when it's a criminal case, you're called as a witness. What attorney? She didn't have an attorney. So there was no one that would have prepared her. She didn't have an attorney. I mean, I guess she could have, got an attorney and paid for one, but I don't know why she would waste her money. Because at the end of the day, if he gonna be convicted, he gonna be convicted. Like, I ain't gonna be wasting my money trying to get an attorney, because even if she would have gotten an attorney, her attorney can't interfere in that open case. Like, that's a criminal case. So, oh, I'm sorry to hear that. You said, I just got strangled and had to jump out of a moving car, got dragged and no prosecution. I am so sorry to hear that. This is an interesting one. She got caught up in so many lies. So keep in mind, the other side's job was to make her look like a liar. So because I understand that, I don't believe that she got caught up in any lies. A lie is when you lie. She said that I did not tell the police that we were in a relationship because I didn't see her get caught up in any lies. I saw them making a very good case that she was a liar, but I didn't see her get caught up in many lies. But I mean, that's their job. Their job was to make her look uncredible, and they did a very good job with making her look uncredible. They did an awesome job. That's why I don't understand how the district attorney brought this case if they gonna sit their ass down there and say nothing. Like, why you bring this case? Like, y'all had this man pay all this money for 3 lawyers, and y'all sitting there, y'all not asking no questions. That was just stupid. Like, she really was up there by herself. So, okay, that's a good question. You say she lied about not getting paid. That's a good question. So remember, she kept saying she didn't get paid. But then I also think that what she meant and what she was saying was two different things, because if you remember, she kept saying back wages. And then you remember the attorney said you were suing him for this amount or whatever. And she kept saying back wages. So I believe there were two interpretations in terms of you didn't get paid. And then they were like, you did get paid because he sent you $2,000 for this and $2,000 that. Maybe she lied about that. I was a little bit confused because she did say she didn't get paid, and then they said she did get paid, but then she kept saying I was talking about back wages, and then she said that she was talking about her workman's comp claim. Again, there was nobody to come up and ask her, because normally what a district attorney would do is say, can you explain to the court what did you mean when you said? They didn't do any of that. That's why I'm just like, what the hell is going on here? So the district attorney was horrible. They asked her no questions. They could have came and asked her questions that could have clarified what she was saying, and they didn't. So that's why I was like, I don't know what the hell is going on. Why did they even bring this case? I don't know. They just, maybe at some point they realized that they shouldn't have brought it. I don't know, but it was a total mess. Like, it was a mess, a hot ass mess. Yeah, his team did a good job. They did exactly what they were supposed to do. They did exactly what they were supposed to do. Yeah, she shouldn't have. I agree with you. What you said. You said she played herself and opened her legs and lost. Stop mixing, right. Stop mixing business with pleasure. You're supposed to be a chef working on your craft, right, and expanding your business. And also, I'm glad you brought that up, because I also think that was part of the problem. You feel like you done slept with this man. He done told you he was gonna do all this. Girl, why did you have to sleep with him? Like, if these are things that he wanted to do, I mean, you get the money if he gonna give it to you. But why are you sleeping with somebody that you doing business with? First thing I would say is, listen, I ain't gonna be able to do both. So listen, like, girl, I would have took, somebody said, right, I'd have took the 100. I'd have took the 100 and went on about my business, because I don't know if this is true, but they were saying that she was trying to get 5 million. Girl, do you know what gotta happen to you to get $5 million? Yeah, ma'am, that's not gonna work. Yeah, that's not gonna work. But yeah, she was, and here's the deal: what people gotta understand. Once you sleep with them, you lost. So she'd have been better off dangling that thing, okay? She'd have been better off just dangling it to get whatever she wanted. She just went too far. Like, girl, yeah, I would have just, yeah, that was too much. And not only that, he was messing with, according to her, somebody else. So not only was he screwing you, he was screwing the other worker, Lindsay. Remember the text message? She called her a white bitch. So it was just, girl, it was too much going on in that house. She sure should say that part, because she lied like a mug. And that's all I'm saying. Like, they've been dragging this black woman. Now, she could have lied. She could have lied about some stuff. I'm going to say that. But Cassie lied like a mother. They lied and said Diddy dangled her friend over the balcony, and he wasn't even where they said he was. But everybody overlooked that. They overlooked that. I be watching. I be like, look how when certain people do stuff, everybody runs to their aid. Cassie was lying like a motherfucker right up in court, like lying, bitter. That man didn't do that to you. Them people got up on the stand and said that you wanted to get peed on. You said Stefon was trying to she said, alpha Offset. He was showing Offset, I'm going to make her accept what Offset couldn't make her accept. Public humiliation. Yeah, that must be messed up. You went from a cheating husband to a cheating baby daddy. I mean, she should just stay with Offset. I mean, if you're gonna go with another cheater, just stay with the cheater that you're with, and maybe y'all could work it out. I mean, but then I don't know. I feel like too that Cardi is the type of person that takes pleasure in getting back at people. I just feel like you know, she takes pleasure, and I shouldn't say people, whatever she went through in that marriage, and I believe she went through a lot because she did say that she had to get some help, and I mean like mental help. So I don't know if she had went in a facility, but that man put her through hell. But at any rate, you can't put me through enough hell that's gonna make me go and get pregnant by somebody else while I'm still married to you. Now I ain't finna do that one. Now we gonna have to get a divorce. But I guess to each person is their own thing. But you know, that's a little tacky. That is a little tacky. Right. Marriage and boyfriends are two totally different things. But how you gonna have a boyfriend and a husband? Like, girl, that's too much. That's too much. That's too much. An innocent black man should never be thrown in jail or charged. Yeah, I mean, he deserved to be off. There was no evidence. Like, there was no evidence. So I ride with the decision. I mean, if he did it, there was no evidence. You can only go on the evidence. The evidence spoke for itself. And guess what, y'all? This is another part I don't know if y'all knew about. The jury was pretty much all women. I mean, even they said this is some bullshit. You know, it was bullshit. I believe she didn't intend to get pregnant. It just happened sometime. We don't use protection. We get caught up in the heat of the moment. Baby, I ain't getting caught up in no heat of no moments, especially with 3 kids already. That don't and shouldn't be happening to folks with 3 kids. Like, there ain't no heats and no moments. And also, you know, folks be having shit out here. I feel like when you get to a certain age, I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, I guess they do get caught up in the heat of the moment. Not me. Ain't no heat, ain't no moments. You said now she can start doing interviews for $2K or more. She better go to what's his name? The lab, because I don't know who got that. Because we ain't making 20K out off no videos. At least I ain't. So I guess she got to go to the other folks. Somebody said she gonna be on Tasha K next week. Y'all know Tasha K try to get that lady. Listen, if I was the jury, I mean, you would have had no other. How could you vote guilty? Like, where's the evidence? Again, regardless to, you know, how much, you know, Stefon Diggs seems like an asshole, how can he be found guilty of that? Like, we got to have evidence. You know, it is what it is. You know, if you're going to, you know, run out and, you know, do whatever, you know, you got to have some evidence. I feel like she really wanted whatever money it was that she could get from him, because it did make it seem like he thought that he had paid her everything, because he had left 2,000. They said he had given her 2,000 cash that he had left, and then he had Apple paid her $2,000. So just thinking about that, that does not seem like a person who don't want to pay. You know what I mean? So the case just wasn't adding up. It just wasn't. So there, keep in mind, to find somebody not guilty, you just have to have some level of doubt. And oh, absolutely. Listen, listen, let me put that up there. If Stefon is a bad person, then so is Cardi B and Christian Rock, and I approve that message. I believe that they are. Somebody said Stefon Diggs is a very nasty guy. I believe that, because y'all, it's a video. I wish I can find it and show y'all. It's a video where they find him not guilty. He looks at her and he's eating something, and you can just tell that the man is an asshole. You can just tell that he's a complete asshole. And unfortunately, he probably gonna get himself in another situation, because I just get from him that he is the epitome of an asshole type dude. That's what it was given, because he stood up as she was walking out and he was looking at her like, yeah, B, now what? So yeah, I can tell that he a handful. He's definitely a handful. Somebody said, you are right. Tasha K probably calling that lady now for an interview. You know she is. You know she is. Tasha K deals in, what is the word that I want to say? Like misery. You know what I mean? Like anything miserable is enlightening to her spirit. The most disrespected person in America is the Black woman. Cardi needs a therapist. Her self-esteem is low. Should have stayed with Offset. Diggs is Offset 2.0. Yeah, and see, Offset would have probably matured, but then I don't know. I can't tell a person who to be with because sometimes, a person can do so much to you that you just don't like their ass no more. So I think that's probably where she was, but unfortunately, she got the same kind of man. Like you got, actually, I think he's worse than Offset, to be honest. I think he's worse because if I'm correctly, didn't Offset and Stefon Diggs have some kind of relationship, like a friendly type of camaraderie type relationship? Said, you can't tell someone how to feel after you brought me to court. Yeah, I was saying that, sometime we may look at it and say, well, why did she leave Offset to go with Stefon Diggs? I just had to think about it. Sometimes you just can't take it no more. So although, Stefon Diggs is a horrible piece of shit, Cardi B was probably tired of her husband, but, unfortunately, I don't know. Aren't they supposed to be back together? Somebody said Offset need to go as well. Yeah. Yeah, Offset. Cardi know how to pick them though, don't she? She knows how to pick them. If she don't know how to do nothing else, she know how to pick her some no good N words. Offset need to go as well, right? No, Offset. Oh, you say no, Offset was not friends with Diggs. He was one of his favorite players. She said that in the song too, didn't she? Well, I mean, when Diggs embarrassed her at the Super Bowl, I would never let him come back. Yeah, that's kind of, I don't know what that's about. That's giving like, high school shit to me. Like, I don't even know. I feel like when you get to a certain age, especially when you have children, I don't think relationships should be centered around immature ass shit. So I don't know what that's about. Like, that is given high school. Like, there should never be a situation where you're dating somebody and then somebody else show. Like, that's crazy. Like, I feel like she should have known. She should have been okay with it. I don't know what that is. That's some hood shit. That just goes to show y'all how people can have so much money, but up here they be off like hell. Like they be off. Like that's some ghetto shit. That's what broke folks do. That's what you would think, but apparently, not always. You said, oh shoot. You said if Stefon was a white guy, the media would. I thought people liked Stefon Diggs. Am I wrong? I thought they did. I'm looking at you the same way. If your lies cause me my NFL contract and contract money, he can be a disrespectful butthole, but that doesn't mean he is abusive. Cardi needs to be single for a while. Well, okay, you're right. But see, for me, the reason why I said he could be abusive because there was a guy that came out and said that he was abusive to him. So I was simply saying if that narrative continues to be said by multiple people, what's the chances that it ain't true? So, I mean, if he ain't abusive, why that other dude say that? Everybody cannot be trying to get money from him. Oh, most definitely. Most definitely. He definitely is an addict. Most definitely. Most definitely. Ain't no way you literally sleeping with the chef. Then you sleeping with the like, what's wrong with you? Somebody said. Yeah, we know. So I don't, and see, here's the thing, Rhonda. I really try to not, watch people videos. Well, I'm not gonna say watch people videos, but I watch some content creators videos And sometimes I see a lot of stuff that they be lying about. Now, I don't know where the information came about the braider. I don't know if that's true. So I don't know. I can't confirm or deny. I don't know. I don't know if he was sleeping with the braider. He might now. That may be true about the assault cases. I know that there's one, but keep in mind, I haven't been doing a lot of stuff on Stefon Diggs. To be honest, there could be 3. Another thing about that, did y'all peep in court? They didn't talk about none of that stuff. That's why I said that I feel like the district attorney was trash. Like, why did the district attorney bring that case if they were not going to defend anything? Like, what was the reason? Somebody said, yeah, some of these folks be on here lying. Now, I'm not saying that, that everything be 100% correct, but I feel like when you have information and it's not actually correct, you should say allegedly. But people be on here lying and some of the stuff don't be true. I be seeing videos and I just be like, okay. So some of that stuff don't be true. I don't know if if he was actually sleeping with the braider. So I can't say that he was because I don't know. I mean, if he was, it's very clear that the chef didn't know about it because I'm sure she would have said that too. So I don't know. Good point. But we do know that he has a problem with coochie. Okay. Somebody said, I honestly don't think Cardi got pregnant on purpose. Maybe she doesn't believe in, ABs and found out about him too late. Yeah, some people don't. Yeah, that is true. Everybody ain't going to go to the clinic now. That's true. That's very true. Diggs may have cases, but you have to remember he has not been convicted of anything to the courts. Those are rumors, so they could not use it in the case yesterday. So, good question. I don't know. That's why I said I don't know. I don't know if they are rumors or actual cases. So that's a good question. I don't know. I really don't. Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. YV314. So I don't know. Like I said, I hadn't really did a lot about Diggs. I just know about the multiple baby mothers because hell, it's everywhere. But I can't really speak on the other cases because I don't know if they are actual cases or if they're rumors. I feel like one of them is most definitely a case. I know the one where the man has said he abused him. I believe that's an actual case. Somebody said define abuse. Well, I mean, what kind of when you say what I'm speaking on now when I say abuse, this was the man said that he beat him up. That's the type of abuse I'm talking about. For the purpose of this, what I'm talking about is he put his hands on him, like beat him up. Somebody said the chef ruined her career. Nobody is going to hire her. She's a mess. You don't think she's going to get another job? I don't know. I mean, she says she's been doing this forever. I mean, I don't think other people would care about the incident that she had with Stefon. Because keep in mind, if they wasn't screwing, I don't think that any of this would have happened. I think the number one problem between both of them is that they had an inappropriate relationship. I mean, it was inappropriate. I mean, you said that man is a beat him up lie, allegedly. Y'all funny. The guy said he beat him up until he is convicted by a court of law. That is, he said, she said. Well, okay, so I'm glad you brought that up. Use altercation because abuse had me thinking he was going with the guy. Well, listen, I'm glad you said that because that's what the guy. So let me kind of say more of the story. I just didn't really talk about it because, I mean, like I said, I hadn't been speaking on Stefon Diggs very long. The guy said that he SA'd him, like assaulted him and also beat him up. So I'm glad you said that. But yeah, that's what the guy really said. That's what he said. I mean, like I said, I don't know if it's true or not. I don't know if it was a case or if it was just rumors, but it was everywhere on blogs. So I feel like it was a case, though. Wait a minute, it was the case because the guy said he had called the police. So I don't know what has happened with the case, but that guy did call the police. That is how it ended up on the blogs. But Diggs had said that the man was, again, trying to get money. There are people out there like that, but I would, ask, you have to stop getting yourself in these same situations because then this woman wanted money too. So got to kind of steer clear of those. I didn't watch. Was that proven? I thought it was crazy. She was talking about going with him and having matching outfits with Cardi. To me, it sounded like she invited herself and it didn't work. So as it relates to the case, he was found not guilty. So yeah, he was found not guilty. And yes, I know the part that you're speaking of as it relates to the matching outfits, because I was like, this is weird. Like, you are like, don't that seem weird, y'all? You just think about, even if you wouldn't do it. Let's say you messing with somebody, man or something. I wouldn't want to be talking to that girl. I mean, that's your girl. You messing with the girl's man, sleep. I thought that was so crazy. I thought that was so crazy. You said I definitely wouldn't have gotten rid of my baby. I don't blame her. And also, I think she wants a lot of kids anyways. I mean, she's not like a person who didn't want a baby. So I feel like too, she spoke about it all the time that I think she really liked kids. Like, I don't think the baby was a burden to her as it would have been to, some other, regular people. Like I think she loves kids. So, I mean, the way that she took her pregnancy is not the way that, a bunch of other folks would have took it. What do y'all think about Cheyenne Bryant? This fake. So let me kind of give y'all a little bit of background on her. If you guys are not familiar with her, let me introduce y'all to who she is if you are not already aware.
Cheyenne Bryant has blown up. She's literally the female dating coach or relationship counselor for women, and she does so by debate. Similar to Kevin Samuels, but more or less in person. It's a complete hypocrisy. And then Corey Holcomb came out and said this.
Paul Pierce is more street fortified than any of them seen her talking to on the internet. She created an AI and lied on him, and he ain't never did nothing to her.
You see, that's Dr. Cheyenne Bryant's fingernails. Then those same nails, if we could put it side by side, is her having dinner with somebody. Now, this is Dr. Cheyenne Bryant at Ty's birthday celebration, and it does look like an intimate dinner for two. So, is this a coincidence?
It seems that this fake dating guru just won't go away. By the way, she refers to herself as a doctor, but that doctor comes from a currently unaccredited institution, but she will not go away, even though.
Okay, guys, I wanted to stop it right there to kind of give y'all some information. Now, people are calling this woman a doctor, right? So we know that you can get a PhD. It doesn't mean that you're a medical doctor. It just means you have a PhD. Now, the information that ain't really being talked about is the school that she received this PhD from is closed. Okay, so that school, if y'all have ever went to school and have taken out financial aid, you know that financial aid cannot go to unaccredited schools. Essentially, bullshit schools don't cannot receive financial aid. Have you guys ever heard of a diploma mill? I learned that word the other day. A diploma mill school is essentially a fake school where you can go online and buy a degree. So yeah, that's what that school that she went to. It was a diploma mill school, but they essentially lost their accreditation, which means what? Her PhD ain't worth the paper that it was printed on, which means her name is Cheyenne Bryant, not Dr. Nothing.
Does look like an intimate dinner for two. So is this a coincidence?
It seems that this fake dating guru just won't go away. By the way, she refers to herself as a doctor, but that doctor comes from a currently unaccredited institution. But she will not go away, even though she's got more skeletons than a graveyard. And those skeletons continue on falling out the damn closet. And listen, let me also say this. I don't fault people for getting up on the internet and they're trying to fix component of dating culture. What I don't like is people coming on with like an educational superiority complex. Meanwhile, the advice that they're giving to others doesn't reflect well on their own relationship outcomes. But alas, when your entire platform is built on half-truths, delusion, and contradictions, eventually reality is going to catch up to you. And I won't spoil the details in this video, so let's just get right into it. Shout out to my brother O'Shea Duke Jackson. Without further ado,
Find out about what's going on with her. She dating, single. What do that entail for a 42-year-old?
I'm dating.
good job, Paul.
Dating but single.
Enjoying my life. I have really good companions.
How many are you dating right now? So you was his work for 5 years?
Come on.
You been his work? You still his work?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm about to, no.
go in.
Take this sheep clothing off.
I am right. We
You
have
was somebody's work for 5 years.
Yeah.
we have been each other's companion for 5 years.
No, you just said you were.
Yeah, I have spent the block for 5 years, and it's the truth. And he doesn't like it. He's absolutely correct. He feels like I haven't provided.
Oh,
he's correct.
We working together.
Oh.
In the last 36 months, Dr. Cheyenne Bryant has blown up. She's literally the female dating coach or relationship counselor for women, and she does so by debate, similar to Kevin Samuels, but more or less in person. She will go to popular men's podcasts like Nick Cannon and Cam Newton and morally hold them accountable. And she's always on the offensive all the time. And she typically does this by making the host cover a lot of territory and keeping them always on the defensive. And it has worked largely with Cam Newton and Nick Cannon, both of these men who have many kids and have never been married. These clips go viral, even adding to the fame of Dr. Cheyenne Bryant. But then there was a day in which she showed up in the last 30.
Okay, guys. So with regards to this lady, now somebody put in the chat, even with a PhD, you still have to get a license. Absolutely. But she don't even have a damn PhD. So what she has stated, and actually, let's get into what she stated. We're going to get into what she actually said. But what she's saying is, well, I'm going to let y'all hear it because I'm going to let y'all hear it.
Ooh, but I was very, very.
Wait, I got the wrong one, y'all. Where is that one at? All right, I got the.
Specializes in Black health and well-being, and I want to break down a clip from the Joe Budden podcast featuring someone who presents herself as Dr. Cheyenne Bryant. But before we dive in, I want to make something incredibly clear. Having a doctorate does not mean someone is a licensed mental health professional. You can have a doctorate in literature and be unlicensed, and you are still a doctor. You can have a doctorate in education and hold an LPC, being a licensed professional counselor, and you are a licensed mental health professional, and you are still a doctor, but your doctorate is not in psychology. When evaluating anyone's credentials, it's really critical to look at two things: what their doctorate is actually in and whether they hold a relevant clinical license. In this case, the person you're about to hear from is unlicensed. I'm going to break down why that matters and why this particular message is harmful, especially to the Black community that she claims to be serving and that I actually serve.
A license is really only needed so you can bill insurance.
That is incredibly misleading. Yes, you do need a license to bill insurance, but that is not why licensure licensure exists. Licensure protects you. It means I have completed specific education and supervised clinical hours, passed rigorous exams, and I'm accountable to a regulatory board. If I breach confidentiality, if I cross ethical boundaries or harm you, you have somewhere to file a complaint and be sure that I'm held accountable. A license is not paperwork just for billing. It's a consumer protection. When someone drops or loses or no longer has a license, they're not solely avoiding the insurance hassle. They're also removing your recourse if something goes terribly wrong.
Not binded by BBS, the Behavior Board Science Rules and Regulations and Ethics. And so it just opened up a whole nother, floor and industry for me.
And she's also saying this like it's a good thing. I want to state something really important. Ethics codes exist to protect you from exploitation and boundary violation and providers practicing outside of their competence. When someone celebrates being free from ethical oversight, I want you to think of that as a red flag, a flashing one. It's a warning sign because those rules exist because real harm happens when they're not in place. So celebrating that you don't have to be accountable to that should be concerning to you.
As a therapist, two things: you can obviously make what you deserve, because therapy is real. We're giving everything we have in there, and we're unpacking shit, and we're helping you process through things. So it's not us sitting there with, if you're an effective therapist, saying, tell me more. You should be unpacking, and you should be able to take somebody and drive with them to their goal.
And here's another thing. She keeps calling herself a therapist, and in most states, that's actually illegal without a license. You cannot legally use the title therapist or provide psychotherapy without licensure. What she's describing now is coaching, and coaching and therapy are fundamentally different. Coaches help with goals and accountability. Therapists are trained to diagnose and treat mental health conditions, trauma and depression and suicidality and psychosis. If someone with untreated bipolar disorder or PTSD thinks they're getting therapy from a coach, they're going to be seriously harmed. These are actual conditions that go undiagnosed and untreated, especially within the Black community.
My clients, the truth is that in order to bill insurance, I have to diagnose you. And you only get about 6 weeks. In order for me to get 6 more weeks approval, guess what?
But you know what, y'all, this is why she gonna say diagnose you. Diagnose you? Girl, what?
This frames diagnosis as something imposed on you solely for insurance purposes, and that's backwards. A diagnosis isn't a billing trick. It's clinically meaningful information that guides treatment. And the 6 weeks claim is also not accurate across the board. Now, I'm not saying that.
Somebody said sounds like the veneer tech. I'm finna holler. Y'all, it is a veneer tech down here in Atlanta, and they done put his ass in jail. Looks like Cheyenne Bryant need to go to jail. Girl, you are ruining people. Exactly. Somebody put in the chat, she's seeing Ray J. Now, y'all know Ray J need to see somebody with a few licenses, okay? Like, there is no way that Cheyenne Bryant should be seeing Ray J because Ray J need a little medication. I'm not trying to be funny, but this is the reason why I'm glad you brought that up. Ray J had talked about not being around, okay? So that is somebody that needs some serious therapy from somebody who knows what the hell that they're doing. Therapy is really serious. Even after even after you graduate and go and get your license, did you know you have to have so many hours of volunteer? It's really extensive. So the fact that she's out here providing a service that she ain't really completed a curriculum on is very harmful to people.
We should not be addressing insurance because we need to rise up when it comes to insurance authorizations. Like we very much do. That is a different video. But insurance authorizations vary widely by plan, diagnosis, and medical necessity. Many people receive months of years of covered therapy. And she's also making it sound like licensure forces short-term diagnosis-driven care. And that's just simply not how it works as someone who is actually a licensed mental health professional.
Majority of people who know that in order to bill insurance as a therapist or a physician or a psychologist, psychiatrist, you have to diagnose. So what do they rather do? Pay out of pocket.
That's what
and so when
Can she please stop saying diagnose? Like that ain't the word.
When I realized that, I thought, well, okay, it may create a gap within our community, our Black community, who can't afford health care or afford mental health services.
I hear the concern and the access problem is real. Her solution unregulated, unlicensed coaching isn't the answer. And there are a wealth of licensed Black therapists, he, she, and they, Black-owned practices, sliding scale clinics, community mental health centers doing this work with their licensure intact, keeping their credentials because their clients deserve protection. The solution to healthcare access gap.
Oops, my bad. Oh.
Be serving and that I actually serve.
A license is really only needed so you can bill insurance.
That is incredibly misleading. Yes, you do need a license to bill insurance, but that is not why licensure exists. Licensure protects you. It means I have completed specific education into group. It's actually mutual aid, but it's not what she is stating.
I'm in private practice. I make much more money. It allows me to have more leverage and really be hands-on with my clients. I'm not binded by BBS, the Behavior Board Science Rules and Regulations and Ethics.
And I want to be honest about what's really happening here, because the messaging is awful to me. The pitch to potential clients is, I can give you more personalized care. The pitch to herself is, I make significantly more money and I'm not bound by any kind of oversight. And those are two entirely different things. And when your financial incentive is disconnected from professional accountability, that is a conflict of interest. However, she is not bound by anything when it comes to conflicts of interest, because the only thing that she is bound by is the limits of her own ethics and morality. Look, coaching has real value, and y'all know I be hold real coaches down. If you want goal accountability, a coach can help, but coaching is not therapy, and no coach worth their salt will say anything other. If you're dealing with mental health, like anxiety and depression and trauma and these other things, you deserve a licensed mental health professional whose conduct is subject to oversight. And I know it sounds like gatekeeping, but it's truly basic safety. And it's important in communities where access has been denied historically. The answer has never been fewer protections for us as Black people. It has always been more access to regulated, accountable care, because we deserve that. And I also want to address that it took me some time to think about doing this video, because as a Black woman, it's just been really, really tough for us as Black women. And as someone who states that they advocate for the Black community, he, she, and they create programs for the Black community, is the founder of the largest mental health and education community for Black women in the country. I totally understand where we're at when I'm holding my programs and things of that nature. But I do want you to know that I always state that my Black love is also accountability. And being Black does not mean that when I'm dealing with other Black people, I'm pro-Blackness no matter what you do. That's just never going to be the case. So I don't want you to, I don't want to hear anything about like, oh, this is an attack on a Black woman. It's not solely, it was the aspect of supporting Black people was never about supporting just Black people no matter what they do. It's supporting Black people in love and also having accountability. And these messages are wrong, and they have been wrong, and they have consistently been wrong. And and as someone who has the size of a platform that I have, I think it's important for me to share psychoeducation and information, because I understand the significance of it. And I understand the significance of it because I'm actually working in this field. This is a really harmful message. And I do understand that there's this aspect of like things are entertainment, but these things are harming us. And I know they harm us because I'm actually working in the field. I am a doctor who creates content, but I do want to state that when I say the titles in the beginning of my video, I'm actively doing that work. I'm actively conducting research on Black identity development and mental health and well-being of the Black community. I am actively practicing as a licensed clinical psychologist and see patients weekly and have been seeing patients for over a decade. I am actively a professor and working with youth. I am actively a health educator when it comes to training clinicians in cultural humility so that they can serve us better. And I think one of the reasons why a lot of individuals will say it's not that deep or state that it's just entertainment is because, one, you think mental health in psychology is just folk wisdom, and it's not, it's a science. And two, you guys are very insulated from the field that you claim to be discussing because you don't work in that field and you haven't in quite some time. But as someone who walks into the offices and sees the clients and goes to the talks and does the community programs, we are struggling. And in these little entertainment only pieces that are spreading misinformation, you're doing more harm for the Black community than you know. And the reason why you don't know is because you're so insulated from the Black community. You just sit in front of these mics and you make all these money and you do all these Patreons and you wear these crazy hats and you do all that. But I would actually say I don't see these kind of places as pro-Black. I don't. And the only way you would know that is if you did the work that I do. And you're never going to, because one, you're not qualified. And two, it would break you down. It would break you down. every single day. I've never heard so many people saying licenses and degrees didn't matter until more Black people started getting licenses and degrees.
I know.
Professor of Science.
Somebody said she can't prescribe any medication. She don't even have a list of people to refer you to, because people in that type of career all know each other. Who the hell know a fake doctor with a degree that ain't even real? That lady is a fraud. She's a fraud. I mean, she's a fraud. She's just like a bunch of these other people that come on here and lie and say all of this bullshit. The lady is a fraud. Just like somebody put in the chat, she's charging $300 for therapy. Therapy don't cost no $300. It don't cost $300. So she's grifting and she's using people. That lady she's a mess. And Ray J need to get the hell from around her. She's using him, taking advantage of him. They need to report this hoe. Like, for real, she needs to go. She needs to go. She's not helping people at all. Well, it was nice chit-chatting with y'all. I got to go because I got to go to my workout. But tomorrow, like I said, I'm going to drop the link and then y'all can come up and kind of talk. But y'all going to have y'all cameras on. Like, we only got to see this part, to kind of get the trolls up out of here. Because, the trolls be trying to be in the chat. So I'll see y'all tomorrow at 4 p.m. And if y'all haven't liked the video, can you like the video before you leave? Like, all you got to do is tap like the video, thumbs up the video. I really appreciate it. And I'll see y'all tomorrow.